I'm an Uber driver that pays Tesla the $99 a month for their autonomous full self-driving package. That means every mile that I drive, I'm literally training my own replacement. And honestly, it feels great while I'm doing it. But then this morning, I read this tweet from a famous golf writer about AI, and that completely stopped me in my tracks. Hi, my name is Levi Spires. This is the Tip You in the App Daily Drive podcast. And today's Daily Drive podcast is brought to you by the Gig You app. The tweet goes like this: I will never, ever, ever run a piece of my writing through AI and ask for help. I would rather quit my job and become a caddy at Cypress Point. That's a tweet from Alan Shipnuck. Now, I'm going to caveat everything saying that Alan doesn't know who I am. I think he's a great writer. I completely understand where he's coming from. But that doesn't change the fact that he sparked an idea. And that's probably why he's a good writer. He was able to spark deep thoughts in my mind with a simple tweet. Is this a craft preference for him? Like he just chooses to not use AI as a writer, creatively speaking? Or is he making a moral judgment against AI and people that use it? On the craft side, it makes complete sense. He's probably been a writer his entire life, probably went to college for it. He's written many things. He's a paid writer. He's got a couple of books out there. The latest one is Rory, a story about Roy McIlroy. He's good, worthy of praise, no doubt about it. And his process is his process. I imagine his process started long before there was AI or ChatGPT, maybe even word processors. Who knows? He probably started on a typewriter. That's okay. Everybody gets a creative choice in how they want to tackle their art. I put it like something similar to a Japanese traditional craftsman, like a woodworker building a house. I've been lost in these YouTube videos watching these craftsmen build these houses without even using power tools. They're just using hand tools and they're putting these beautiful homes together. And it's just wonderful. That compared to, let's say, like a person building a house in America using power tools. Using AI is a hack to some extent to speed the process up creatively. And there are dangers, and we're going to talk to that in a second. But the more intriguing position that he's taking this as a morality, one moral judgment, it's like he would rather quit. Like it's beneath him, this dignity to use AI as a writer. It's like we're bad. People like me are bad for using AI. Now, he didn't say that. I just felt that. And I'm living in an AI world, both as a writer, but even more so as an Uber driver. If you're an Uber driver, you understand what I mean. First, we're governed, managed by AI. It could be the Uber app, the Lyft app, DoorDash. Or if you're a gig worker, you understand there's a black box of algorithmic AI management dictating which offers we're going to get, how much that fare is going to get paid. And that's happening today to us. I was just talking today with another Uber driver, my friend Zeke, and he notices that our surge amounts are different. I'll get a $3 surge, he got a $4 surge. And we're like, why? And then we're sitting there right next to each other. And sometimes he gets a ride and I don't get a ride. And I get reservations and he doesn't get reservations. Why? The AI algorithm is not answerable to any one of us as a driver. I've always equated it to playing like this casino and gambling. It's a very gross way of managing human productivity to some extent, but it's even more than that. Waymo, Robotaxi, Zoox. The world of AI is encroaching. It's going to replace me in my profession as a driver. If you were to go out and read any newspaper article or watch any news report, when they talk about AI, one of the first jobs they talk about going away is the job of a driver. Taxi, rideshare, maybe trucks, buses, right? AI and robotics will replace us. We don't know when, but we are seeing it happen. We're seeing it in San Francisco and Los Angeles and Atlanta and Miami and Nashville, Austin, these global mega corporations have the money and the power to create autonomous cars. And we'll justify it as a society through productivity or cheaper rides or whatever it might be, safety even. The same way that I justify using AI as a writer. I look at Alan, and again, I don't know, but I'm pretty envious. He started writing early in life. He probably went to college for it. He's probably been doing it forever. He's really talented. I came at this late in life. I'm almost doing it out of a need and a necessity. So using AI speeds up the process. It's helping me gain momentum. I'm a 51-year-old person. I don't have 30, 40 years of training that I can do to get this writing done. I gotta start today. And so it helps me with productivity. So here I am justifying AI writing and feeling frustrated that AI is replacing me. But I'm even more guilty. I'm a walking contradiction here. I have a Tesla and I pay the $99 a month for Tesla FSD to aid and assist in my Uber driving. That's right. I'm literally paying for a service that is using my information to train to replace me. Alan's moral and craft argument is justified. It makes complete sense. Alan Shipnuck is making a compelling case for craft and morality. And I kind of don't disagree with him. But he's choosing to opt out. And he has the privilege and the opportunity to do that. I think people like me are being forced out, especially as a driver. I'm not getting a choice. Now, I can have a choice in my creative discretion when it comes to creating content, but as an Uber driver, I'm being forced out. It's happening today. There'll be less drivers, less rides because of Robotaxi, Waymo, and Zoox. It's going to happen. We can try to stop it legislatively, but we know somewhere in the future, could be 5 years from now, 20 years from now, I don't know. It is happening. We're being forced out. So Alan can make this creative choice, but I can't. But first, let me tell you about RedTiger. RedTiger is a dash camera company, and I'm an Uber driver. If you are an Uber driver, you know the power and the value of having a dash camera. A dash camera protects you from wrecks. It provides all the information, but more importantly, as an Uber driver, it actually films what's going on inside of the car. So this camera has a front-facing camera and a back-facing camera. This is the RedTiger F17 Elite. It actually has a rear camera too, so there's a cable that hooks into here. Let me tell you my number one feature that I like most about this is that it records in color inside the car at night. That's a great feature, both as a content creator, but it also just looks really good when I go back and look at it. I love that I can disconnect it. It's a very simple connection to hook it up to my windshield, and I can unhook it really quickly and put it in other vehicles. Other dash cameras, you have to unglue it. You have to get multiple dash cameras for multiple cars. So shout out to RedTiger. Sponsors like them help me produce this content. And I think this weird argument comes up because I can hear you right now, if you're on the other side of this, saying, well, my work is different, or people won't use AI or whatever it might be. There's this dangerous assumption that many professions take. I know a lot of Uber drivers that refuse to believe that AI, autonomous cars, whatever it might be, will replace them. They just refuse to. And I think there's a lot of people in professions that feel that way. Let's circle back to Alan and his thing. And he's making this case like, I would rather quit my job than use AI or ask AI for help. All right. How hard would it be to replace Alan with AI? I don't want to, but how hard would it be? Maybe upload all of his writings to a chatbot and say, can you mimic this writing style? It probably can. I could probably just go into ChatGPT today and say, can you mimic the writing style of Alan Shipnuck? And it probably already could. And then I could just say, okay, now that you know Alan's writing style, every day create an article about what's going on in the world of golf. Now, Alan can say, hey, I have contacts. I interviewed Rory McIlroy and friends of his for his book and stuff like that. And he compiled all that information, put it together. But again, the only thing that AI probably can't do is actually do the interviews, like have Rory on speed dial on his cell phone or something like that. The reality is all the other process of compiling all this information, reading through it, and presenting it back to the people, whether it be a book or some sort of article, can be easily done by AI. So I could replace Alan. I don't want to. And maybe he too might have that face the fear of being forced out as of choosing to opt out and become a caddy. And I think that's where it really comes down to identity and authorship. I would imagine if I were to talk to Alan, I meet him at a dinner party. Well, what do you do? He's like, I'm a writer. I write. He writes about golf. Who knows what else he writes about? But that's his identity. I could say, I'm an Uber driver. That's my identity. And it's being replaced. At least for me, I'm being forced out. Definitely in my lifetime. And we're losing authorship. And that's what I think Alan's trying to defend. He wrote the book, not AI. And I realize I'm playing with fire when I use AI, especially in my creative side. That's why I try to I have a notebook. I handwrite a lot of my notes as I think about things. I go on long walks. And all the tech wizards that are creating this AI are putting people in this spot. I think it's kind of like prisoner's dilemma. It's like maybe mutually assured destruction. If I choose to not use AI, how far behind would I be? Could I create this YouTube channel by myself? No, probably not. Not as good as it is. But is it mine? Is it really my authorship if I use AI? And then the dilemma of working with an app and knowing that Uber and Tesla and all these apps are learning from me, my behaviors as a driver, and they're using that against me to train these agents to replace me. There's a dignity side to it. The future of human work. One of the things about being an Uber driver, especially when you're my age, I'm 50, I think people, kind of look down on it. Why are you an Uber driver? It's an entry-level job, but you can't really do it when you're really young because you have to be a certain age. You have to have a certain ability to have a car, something like that. But when you get middle age and you're doing it, it's like people want to know what's wrong. Like, are you going through a divorce? You have financial problems? Why are you an Uber driver? And so as I'm trying to escape potentially this role by creating this YouTube channel and creating stuff, a guy like Alan Shipnuck, who has done really well, that's why it felt like he was punching down, because I'm like, hey, I'm trying to use AI to get up to a level of like a guy like Alan, and he's gatekeeping a little bit. He's like, that's not real writing, real authorship if you're using AI. And I'm like, but I got to get out of this. I'm stuck in this world of Uber. And I think if you're an Uber driver, you understand. So we're all kind of grasping and our jobs going away. I want to demonstrate and show people that the struggle is real. But I want to leave with this final thought. That's kind of beautiful. And again, probably why Alan is a good writer. He's like, he'd rather quit his job and become a caddy at Cypress Point. Cypress Point is in Monterey, California. It's this beautiful piece of property. And maybe he's had that luxury in life to have the money, the financial ability to become a caddy and live off of that at Cypress Point. Maybe Elon Musk and all these other guys that are creating AI have a utopian world for us where we can all quit our job and do this beautiful thing of caddying along the coastline at Cypress Point. Maybe that is the future. I feel dystopian about it, but Alan's simple piece of writing that he's really good at, I'd rather quit my job and become a caddy at Cypress Point. Man, that just stuck with me. So good job, Alan, I think this is demonstration and proof of your skills. What do you guys think? Am I the problem because I use AI? I don't know. Drivers, please check out the sponsors GigU and RedTiger. If you want to join the channel, if you want to watch me produce this one podcast, I'm going to release it to the members, how I produce my writing and everything. And you can see if I use AI appropriately or not. That's $3 a month. If you don't want to pay the $3, no worries. Join the Facebook group, but it's for drivers only. You can't sell there. It's a private group. There's a link in the description for the Facebook group. I know last year I felt, I don't know, worn down by the algorithms, trying to chase the surge, trying to maximize my revenue. And for 2026, I'm pursuing joy and happiness in this gig, kind of getting back into why I chose to do it. Doesn't mean I don't want you to earn as much money, drivers. I do, and I want to earn as much money as possible. But I want you to be safe, healthy, and happy, and I want you to enjoy the ride. Earn money, but enjoy it. So, drivers, please be safe and know that I'm cheering for you. I really, truly am. My name is Levi Spires. Thank you so much for watching. Be well. Bye.